Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Indian School of Physics. This is Nitin here, and today I have come up with a very interesting problem. This problem is directly taken from books, and it's a very common problem present in multiple sources. So here is the statement of this problem. A ring of radius r0 is rolling without slipping on a horizontal surface with a constant velocity of v0. There is a rod which is connecting the center of the ring and the periphery, and the insect is crawling along the rod with a constant speed of u0 relative to the rod as shown. At any instant, the insect is at a distance of r from the center of the ring. What is the acceleration of the insect with respect to the ground at this instant? So as you can see here, this ring is rolling without slipping on the horizontal surface, and on this rod there is this particle or insect which is moving. I have slightly changed the language of this problem, but it is a standard problem only. So here this insect is moving in radial direction with a constant speed of u0 relative to the rod, and this is the direction shown to us, and this is the radial distance at any given instant, that is given as r. So at this particular instant I have to find out the acceleration of this insect or the particle which is traveling along the rod. So let's discuss the concept part here. So again, this problem will become relatively simpler if we try to solve in polar coordinates, and it is even simpler if we are going to use Coriolis force logic. So I am not discussing the Coriolis force part now, but it is just a two-line question. I wanted to discuss the elementary method for this problem. So that's the reason we are going to solve this question in polar coordinates. In one of the video, I will include the Coriolis force method also. Just by two lines, we are going to get the answer for it. So, okay, so here concept part is in the polar coordinate system, the standard I cap, j cap is given, and this is r cap, theta cap. R cap, theta cap are the unit vectors in polar coordinates, and they are changing with time. They are changing with time. They are not constant unit vectors like our I cap and j cap. So about r cap, theta cap, I have discussed in previous videos also. So if somebody is interested, they can click on the I button, or maybe check the link in the description. I'll be including that. So here, like in case of I cap and j cap, if we take their time derivatives, so we are going to get 0 because they are constant vectors. Whereas that is not the case with r cap and theta cap. So these are the vectors which are actually rotating in the space. So their time derivative will not be 0, and if their time derivative is not 0, then that value will be non-zero. So here I'm giving the direct result, as I have discussed directly in the classes how exactly we get these results. So d by dt of r cap is omega theta cap, and d by dt of theta cap is minus omega r cap. So these are the pretty standard results. If you haven't seen it earlier, you can refer any standard book, you may find it. So now we are going to use these results here. So one thing which you have to remember, that this theta cap I should always take in the direction of omega cap, omega vector, or in the sense of rotation of omega, so that I can use these results. So here this is the situation. Omega of this ring I can simply write v0 by r because it is in pure rolling, and this v0, it's a constant velocity for the ring, so its a time derivative is also going to be 0. Similarly, if v0 is constant, the omega of ring also is going to be constant, so its time derivative is also 0. Now this r relative to this frame, here I can say dr by dt, I can simply write it as u because u is constant with respect to this rod. So dr by dt is u, and similarly, since u is constant, its time derivative is going to be 0. So these are the information which is given to us. Now here if you see, This particle is, if you see with respect to the center C of this moving frame, this rotating ring, rolling ring. So here you will find that this particle is moving this side with the speed of u. So vector wise, if I write, it will become u times r cap, and similarly due to the rotation, this particle is also going to have velocity of r omega. I am writing that with respect to center of this ring. So I'll be seeing this particle to be performing these kind of motion. So velocity of insect with respect to center C. Again, please remember this center C is not the rotating frame part. It's not rotating, it's translating only. So that point I'm considering here. So it will be u times r cap and r omega times theta cap. This is my theta cap. I am taking in the direction of omega so that I can use the previous results. So it's a very simple relation. I'm going to get u r cap plus r omega theta cap, and velocity of center C with respect to ground is v naught I cap. So here you can see I'll be getting velocity of insect with respect to ground at any time instant. I'm going to get u r cap plus r omega theta cap plus v naught I cap. When I differentiate this, I'll be getting the acceleration. So d by dt of u r cap plus r omega theta cap plus v naught I cap. So there are these three components here. So one by one I am going to evaluate these values. So d by dt of v naught, that is very simple, corresponding to this, its time derivative is 0. Now I am going to take this u times r cap. So first function into differential of second plus second function into differential of first one. When I do that, I'll be getting u times d by dt of r cap plus r cap times du by dt. So if you see this u is constant with time, I can keep this value as 0, and I'll be getting u times d by dt of r cap, which is going to be omega theta cap. So I'll be getting u omega theta cap. This is the first term, its time derivative. Similarly, I can find out derivative of r omega plus theta cap. So here you can see d by dt of r omega theta cap. Since omega is a constant here, omega of the ring is constant, I'll take it outside, and this is going to be d by dt of r times theta cap. So which I can write it as a first function into differential of second plus second function into differential of first one. So if you see this part carefully, this omega is outside. So r times d by dt of theta cap plus theta cap times dr by dt. So when I substitute values here, this omega is outside, and d by dt of theta cap, as I have discussed earlier, it is going to be minus omega r cap. So that will become minus omega r cap, and similarly here theta cap times dr by dt. This dr by dt is u. So if I substitute values, I am going to get this d by dt of r omega minus theta cap. This value is equal to minus r omega square times r cap plus u omega theta cap. So now I'm going to substitute all these values here. If I substitute all these values in this equation, I'll get the acceleration of insect with respect to ground in vector form, which comes as minus r omega square times r cap plus 2u omega times theta cap. If you remember, this term is related to Coriolis force, and this term is related to centrifugal force. So these are the two terms which are going to come, and if I want to write magnitude of it, then I'll be getting it as since both the vectors are mutually perpendicular, I can write square of this magnitude plus square of this magnitude, total root of it. So when I substitute the value of omega as v naught by r and simplify, I'll be getting this acceleration of insect with respect to ground as v naught by capital R, root of small r square v naught square by capital R square plus 4u square. This is going to be the answer for this particular problem. I hope you have learned this concept properly, and in future I'll be including the method of Coriolis force also, which will just reduce the problem into just 2 lines, because you are going to write it as the pseudo forces will be centrifugal force and Coriolis force. So we will be getting the corresponding accelerations with the negative sign. If I write, we will be getting this as the answer in 2 steps. This Coriolis force is minus 2 times mass of this times omega of frame cross velocity of particle with respect to frame. This is your Coriolis force. So we'll have a detailed discussion on this term. So that's it for the today. Again, I'll come back with a very amazing problem. If you have enjoyed this video, please share it with others. Give a like. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. Thank you.